And welcome, champions, into the very first matchup between Leminate and BOZEY in the Paladins World 1v1 deathmatch. First round of the playoffs week. My name is Vox, joined by GTJ. We're on the beautiful Serpent Beach nighttime map, or as I love to call it, the Sundial Showdown. But really now it's more of the Fraction Moon Showdown, Jay, as it is a very spooky map and a very beautiful map so far. As far as champion picks go, though, we got some spicy action coming in. A couple of champions that I really didn't expect to see. Why don't you go ahead and break them down for me?
So BOZEY picks up the Ying. Okay, you don't really think Ying is a 1v1er, but Leminate picks up Shailin. The Ying could probably work. I can't actually see it work against the Shailin, however.
This is going to be very difficult, but BOZEY's going to be careful with illusion placement. He's looking to get onto the objective now, start contesting. Impaler arrow will hit from Leminate, who does have planted available, looking for the shot, and BOZEY gets it! And those illusions don't matter if they can't heal you up quick enough, and if you don't have line of sight, they just don't do the healing. So now Leminate will be sitting on the objective, capping for the time being, and expect to see a lot of this in the 1v1 tournament with respawns being a little bit longer. Jay, do you expect to see Master Riding come into play here at all?
Yes. The reason Master Riding is going to come into play, or should, let's be honest here, it should come into play because of the respawns. The respawn time is up to 15 seconds at any given time, depending if you're defending or whatever. But coming into it, you need to get back to point, because if the person's just going to sit there and cap, by the time you respawn it, he could probably get it up to 60-70%. And as you can see, that's what we see here, 63% in favor of Leminate on that Shailin. And BOZEY, I'm not sure whether or not this was a smart play, picking up the Ying. I see where he was trying to go with it. Double illusions, get the heal, one illusion to shatter, one, use it offensively and defensively, but I can't see it working.
No, it's just being turned into a pin cushion right now, and with that will be the first objective being captured. BOZEY's going to try and contest, try and defend here, setting up illusions around the corner, but the Impaler arrow has such stun potential, especially on these stairs on Serpent Beach. You've got to be very careful. Leminate will use hidden, walk back forward. Shatter's going to miss, so BOZEY doesn't get the damage off. Does Leminate have planted? No, they don't even need it. They just land the shots, and those arrows dealing 1,000 damage each, now only 900 because of BOZEY's Haven 1, still hit very, very significantly. And, well, Leminate on a 3 streak and continually pushing the objective will have probably Cauterized 2 available at the start of next round.
Yeah. Another reason why Shailin is so good against in 1v1, especially against a healer like Ying, is because he can use the payload on an offense like this when he's trying to push it. He can use the payload to his advantage. He can sit there, hide behind it, push it.
Oh, yeah.
And as you
just
see,
like that,
comes
planted.
Out, just like that.
Hides behind the hitbox of the payload, drops the Q, drops their knees, and says, "Bow down before me, I will impale you." And Ying, well, Ying's looking porcupine-ish. BOZEY's going to be pushing out forwards. Just manages to contest enough time. No, Impaler arrow knocks BOZEY back. Great stuff coming out of Leminate's Shailin there. Just flat out stopping BOZEY from being able to contest. So, as we take a look at the scoreboard between rounds, Jay, we're going to see, as predicted, Cauterized 2 come straight out for Leminate, and I don't think BOZEY even has enough credits at this point to be able to pick up a Haven 2.
He's probably going to get Nimble. There you go, Nimble.
Got to get your jukes on.
Okay, that's an interesting pick. 10% movement speed against Leminate. Remember, Leminate goes back into his invisibility. He's going to gain movement speed. So, and he also has his ultimate. So I'm not sure if Nimble was actually the right choice here. Again, wasn't aware of how many credits he had regarding whether he could pick up Master Riding or not. We'll see.
No worries. Not going to have it just yet, but either way, we did just want to announce really quickly that we do have an in-game audio bug going on currently. We'll have in-game sound for you coming at you shortly. For the meantime, though, it will be BOZEY on the objective illusion round the corner. BOZEY's just going to be looking for chip capture right now. So places in another illusion round the corner, heals up a little bit, but BOZEY, you're very low. You've got to hide here, boy. And that will be Dimensional Link being used, but it's not quite good enough. Drops down from the air, plants, and gets the shots. Leminate, the master of disguise, Shailin here so far, gains capture advantage of 30% and rising.
Yeah, but now this is where it comes into play. Like I said, with the cooldowns, look, there we go, 50. And I said around 60%, and there we go, 57, 60% before we got back to the point. So I'm not sure. Do we have map bans as well?
We'll have to just confirm that in a second. Leminate's hiding around the corners. It did take a significant amount of poke. BOZEY's going to be chipping at them again. And look at BOZEY's positioning, hiding behind the illusions. uses the
yeah.
ultimate, but now BOZEY walks away from all that little sustain back to it. Shatter is good. Lemonade very low.
That's
BOZEY
really good.
might be able to use this to their advantage, and they do spawn another illusion. So we're going to be matched with capture rate very shortly, and Lemonade's not actually regenerating out of combat as much as he might like. Shatter is available again. BOZEY, you got to be careful here. Planted comes through, hiding behind the illusions, but will eventually go down as they just shred through everything before them. Lemonade gains capture control with 93% in favor of BOZEY and will capture the second payload of the game.
So,
very close.
yeah, very close. What BOZEY could have done there is just using one of the illusions. Spawn one of them. Spawn one where BOZEY, where Lemonade was coming down from. Then he could right click, get that shatter off. Remember, Lemonade didn't regen much health because he had to keep moving.
Not at all. And it's the thing about Shell-In is that, well, if you draw your arrow back, then there is no way to actually release the arrow without firing it. If you fire that arrow off, then you enter combat. So, of course, you're then just delaying and delaying the amount of, or increasing the amount of time taken for you to get out of combat to start regenerating. Whereas, well, BOZEY's Ying. If BOZEY gets out of combat with an illusion around, well, it's back to full HP immediately. Lemonade does kill the illusions whilst they're getting ready to shatter, though. Oh, watch out.
Well
BOZEY planted is good.
BOZEY.
Lemonade is going to get hit by the shatter, but they get the kill, and the illusion disappears. No kill for you, BOZEY. Still advantage to Lemonade pushing forwards, and at 6 minutes and 30 seconds into game one, this is very one-sided, and I think it's only going to go one way. One last shot for BOZEY? No, not enough time, and remember that Impaler arrow, Jay. Waiting for it. BOZEY's coming around the corner. Doesn't even matter. Not going to connect. The payload rolls through, and it's an easy 4-0 victory in the first game. Very, very fast stuff going on right there.
I was expecting, but I mean, we've seen BOZEY playing many times in tournament play. I was expecting more from that. Now,
I think it was just because what was really important in that last game is that Lemonade was prioritizing taking down illusions. And without Ying's main source of healing or shatter damage, which BOZEY utilized to almost kill Lemonade at one point, I think that BOZEY had a very hard time. And as you can see on the credit scores, we got some stats up ahead of you. Of course, the 1v1 scoreboards are a little bit funky, so unfortunately we can't see the healing stat there, but we can see the damage stats. And, well, Lemonade has almost tripled the damage of BOZEY that past game.
Yeah, well, no, he did. Triple. There was no way for him. Basically, the pick just killed him. It was the Ying pick. There was nothing he could do. The minute the illusions were getting killed. However, saying that, when he had point control, spawning the one illusion before he started spawning the other one, that was really good. Because remember, he was hiding behind the illusion to take, like Lemonade would come out, hit the illusion, then right click, because it's half dead, let it go, do damage, spawn another one, off you go. And he could have capped like that. But
very nearly got the cap running through, but Planted just did a little bit too much damage for them to be able to deal with. And of course, that will be the advance. We are now onto the picking phase, Jay, for the next game coming up. We're in best of 3 sets in the round of 8. So let's check out exactly what's going on. BOZEY got a respect ban in. Takes away Shell-In immediately. Lemonade responds with Barak and Fernando, and Cassie is taken away by BOZEY. Now, we've got Androxus and Buck and Grok still on the table here. Do you expect... What's the most likely course of action here?
I wanted to say, well, if I can get into game, that is. So I've got
Welcome back, champions, to the second game in this first round of the Paladins World 1 vs 1 deathmatch between, currently, BOZEY and Leminate. Leminate taking the last game with a 4-0 sweep. Had nothing to do, or wanted nothing to do with BOZEY's Ying play, and now we have a Buck versus Buck mirror match coming together on the next map up, which is, of course, Jaguar Falls. My name is Vox, joined by GGJ. And Jay, let's talk about loadouts before we go any further, because this is really important when dealing with a mirror match.
Okay, both players, BOZEY and Leminate, both taking Giga Siphon 4. Tangled 3 on BOZEY, Tangled 1 on Leminate. Leg Day 2, that's the heroic lead card on BOZEY. Rapid Sustain 4 coming out for Leminate though. And here we go, we're straight into the action.
Leminate has already used recovery though, so Rapid Sustain won't come into play. Under 40% HP, but taking a lot of fire is Leminate. BOZEY jumps up and down, but Leminate does juke it out and gets around the corner looking to regenerate out of combat is Leminate now, and he's much higher HP than BOZEY. BOZEY got to be careful. Up and down goes Leminate. BOZEY just juking away from that recovery is active, but BOZEY's just one shot left. Leminate is hunting him now, gets the shotgun straight to the back of the head and takes first blood. So let's break down just what happened. There's a lot of, okay, you jump first, I'll jump second, avoid the heroic leap damage, and maybe actually come down on top of you to apply that, which is great. But the Rapid Sustain card, which Leminate is running, Rapid Sustain 4, where you receive 40% increased healing when under 50% health, was so important in that last fight. BOZEY dives straight on in and actually just takes a lot of poke for his trouble as well. Can't get the lifesteal off with Giga Siphon. Leminate should wipe them out, and they do mow them straight on down. The Triggerman skin being the real hitman that we know and love.
Skin win games, dude. I've told you time and time again, Vox. Skins win games.
Jay, you're just so aesthetic. I can't deal with it.
But you are right what you were saying. Basically, the Rapid Sustain, he's allowing himself to take damage, hits himself to heal, and plus when he comes back, he's out of combat, he does heal up. So, yeah, I can't see him losing the 1v1s. In fact, look, BOZEY's going to end up going down again. There we go. I think literally this comes down to loadout, doesn't it? That is all there is to it.
It basically comes down to loadout, so BOZEY is relying more on Giga Siphon for the extra sustain and Tangled 3 to have one extra shot on box shotgun to be able to get some more lifesteal off. But, you know, the lifesteal when you're not running life rip as well just isn't really enough to compare that well to the amount of healing coming out of recovery. And here's a wind-up. Leminate uses the Buckwild ultimate to send BOZEY straight back to base with 10 seconds left on the respawn. There should be no contest here, and that will be a very quick 1 minute and 30 second, if I'm not mistaken. No, with 1 minute and 23 seconds left on the clock. 3 minutes and 15 second push through, and a 2-0 in favor of Leminate.
That was really good by him as well. He's baiting out the cooldowns from BOZEY as well, and BOZEY's using them too much. He's really waiting. He should wait a little bit longer before popping his heal.
Absolutely, it's all about the cooldown rotations, and Leminate, being so well versed in Buck, has those tracked down to a T. As we look at our scoreboard before the next round begins, you can see the itemization starting to come through, and Leminate, well, he had an advantage previously, now with a clear advantage. Cauterize 2 and Haven 1 coming on board. So BOZEY has negligible healing now, as BOZEY himself can only reduce Leminate's healing with Rapid Sustain by 30%. So whilst they're under 50% health, they're still getting bonus healing of 10% more than usual, which is huge in a fight situation like this. Both players collapsing towards the middle objective. BOZEY heroic leap straight on in, but goes a little bit too far
has his ult as well.
BOZEY does have the ultimate. That might be enough to save him. BOZEY's taking a little bit of poke. Leminate uses heroic leap. BOZEY tries to close the gap there. Activates Buck Wild again. Gets the damage off BOZEY. 2 shots him down. And that should be capture advantage going through to the boy in blue. Just utilizing the bonus damage to win out the fight instead of relying on a long sustained objective play.
Slight problem though. BOZEY doesn't have a skin. Like this isn't. You know.
Well, BOZEY does have Summoner's skin. He's currently wearing sunglasses, if I'm not mistaken. But Leminate's getting ready to come in. Leminate has to close the gap here, or it will be curtains. But no, that's the objective capture coming through for BOZEY. BOZEY already under half HP. Leminate does use recovery, so BOZEY's taking a lot of focus fire. And Leminate is just healing up so much. You gotta run, BOZEY. You gotta get around the corner, but there is nowhere to run. Heroic leap used. Leminate does disengage though, so if BOZEY can regen out of combat, it will be a good look. But Leminate is already there, already climbing upwards of 50% HP, already at full health, and goes down with the headshot. That is BOZEY back, and Leminate has 2 minutes left to defend this entire push.
There would have been a better engagement for BOZEY if he just kept on running round the corner, used the payload to fight. Like, right now, use the obstacles that are there, use the surrounding, use your environment in a 1v1. And
you need to use the cover to be able to get out the corner. Both players have expended all their ammunition, but Leminate slays BOZEY out of the air. He says, I'm going skeet shooting and you are my clay pigeon, boo, and takes BOZEY down. Now Buck will just be sitting around the corner. Leminate waiting for the respawn to come through again, going to dismount where possible. And at this point, BOZEY has no real avenue of attack onto Leminate. The only advantage that BOZEY can gain here is potentially when Leminate doesn't get sent back to base for long enough that BOZEY has a slight item advantage. But as soon as Leminate does die and picks up maybe a Cauterized 3, maybe a Haven 2, the advantage will be clear again. Nice use of cover though, as BOZEY does get around the corner. Now hitting shots, Leminate's getting the worst of the trade, but recovery used when under 50% HP again. That healing is just a bit too much to deal with. BOZEY isn't running, he's staying in the fight. One more shot should do it. Recovery just isn't working as the anti-heal is too much. It's neck and neck, but Leminate will snap him clean away. BOZEY again falls, currently sitting at 1 and 7.
I think BOZEY needs to try and bypass him. Right, you see Leminate there? Yeah. No, well, yeah, in a way, but I mean, he's got to get a kill onto Leminate before he can even push it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a standstill. So use the payload. We know how you can use the payload to dodge and cover yourself. So that's what I think he should be doing. And there we go. We're finally seeing it move about an inch. I don't know.
This could be a bit of a bait coming through here. We'll talk about itemization in just a second. Leminate, though, is getting the worst of the trade. This time taking a lot of focus fire. Both BOZEY and Leminate waiting for the recoveries. BOZEY gets the slay. And this is why, Jay. BOZEY's elected to go straight into Haven 2. So it now has 20% damage mitigation from direct attacks. This is huge.
And considering Buck is a direct attack champion, this is brilliant. I'm expecting Haven 3. But the thing is, he needs to keep engaging Leminate to get that Haven 3 as well.
But you can't get it at this point. It is now overtime on the payload push, and if you heroic leap away and reset the overtime cooldown, then you will lose before it has already begun. BOZEY pushing forwards. Leminate has free reign of this. Remember, heroic leap can and will be used easily, but BOZEY forces them out. The damage mitigation is so much more important than just the recovery healing here. So BOZEY having anti-heal applied to them, it just doesn't matter. Currently both sitting on Buckwild ultimates. This could be a conversion if BOZEY manages to roll it through in overtime for so long. Leminate is waiting around the corner, but BOZEY is taking a fair bit of poke now. He's forced into recovery early, waste the net shot, and now BOZEY is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but here we go. This is what I was talking about. Use it to your advantage. There we go. The jump comes up, jump comes down, and BOZEY does fall. Defense successful in favor of Leminate.
Leminate now sitting at game and match points, so one more capture will take it all. Can't win off a defense, so if BOZEY does manage to pull off the defense again, it'll be a good look. Leminate going straight for Cauterized 3 there. BOZEY, I'm not sure that was wise considering Leminate's itemization. Check out the scoreboard. Haven 2 is good, but a life rip here, not that effective when you're having 90% anti-heal applied to you from Cauterized 3J. That is going to be a 400 credit investment.
Yeah, but it's not only that, that's it. BOZEY's got no healing. It doesn't matter. He's got to actually kill Leminate straight out. He literally has to.
So
he's gone in
what could have been better itemization in this circumstance? Would a Cronus have been better here? The cooldown reduction, maybe?
Cooldown reduction. Or, hear me out when I say this, morale boost.
Okay, I can see morale boost, but honestly, I'm not sure you're going to be brawling enough to charge the ultimate faster. I'm
not going to be brawling. Hang on. Not going to be brawling enough in a 1v1. That's all they can do.
It's always literally all they can do, but to a degree, like, you got to charge the ultimate very quickly. I don't know. Leminate, though, has Buckwild available to them. It's going to be BOZEY who pops that first. Leminate responds, but Leminate's getting the worst of the trade, gets round the corner, and this will be BOZEY looking to chase potentially, but BOZEY's taking a lot of poke and is regenerating very slowly. Leminate should be back at mostly full HP the time they re-engage and does have that anti-heal advantage. BOZEY sitting on capture advantage currently of 46%, 50% and climbing. Leminate looks to engage, or at least in BOZEY avoids the splash damage from the concussion. Leminate's taking a lot of focus fire. Leminate's taking so much damage, and it is the Haven 2. BOZEY comes out on top and will get capture here, pulling things back from 3-1 now to 2-3. BOZEY has the opportunity to equalize things entirely with a successful push.
So I was thinking more along the lines of Cauterized 3 was actually going to play more of an effect here. It doesn't seem like that way.
Absolutely, but the fights are so short that it's all about how much damage you can output.
I mean, I think early stage, like when you have only one burn, itemization, sorry, old school burn card. Yeah. Like, oh wow. Leminate follows him through, splash damage down, BOZEY goes down. So yeah, I was thinking Cauterized was going to come into more of a play. So maybe in the 1v1s against like a mirror matchup like this, maybe only go into
Cauterized 2? Yeah. Cauterized 2 and then just go into damage mitigation. BOZEY's just bypassed Leminate. Is going to get some free payload push off here. It's a good look for BOZEY. Leminate on the back foot slightly. He's going to take some focus fire, but no, BOZEY gets knocked out of the air, takes half their HP immediately. Recovery is just not active. Leminate can't find BOZEY though. Takes a lot of damage. One more shot will clear things up, and that recovery just keeps him alive. BOZEY, at this point, you do need more anti-heal, and you do need more survivability. Haven 3 and Cauterize 2.
Here's a thought for you, Volk. Sorry to cut you off. Here's a thought for you. Both these builds, if you look at the builds on the loadout, this is all really, Jamie? Come on, think.
Use your words,
Life rate. Yeah, words, English, brain, function. Come on.
They're all based around lifesteal, yes.
Lifesteal, thank you. That one.
Well, so what's really important about the lifesteal is when you have mitigation on your side, when the opponent is dealing less damage to you, they're healing for less, which is why BOZEY is actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. They get an advantage over Leminate because Leminate can't heal as much with Life Rip, with the Giga Siphon. And oh my god, BOZEY slays! How much HP does he have? Under 200 there at the end. But since Leminate's dealing less damage overall, BOZEY just has the advantage. Leminate can't lifesteal as much. So Haven 2 is, as I said, killing 2 birds with 1 stone in this situation, but that has now been picked up by Leminate, and Leminate sitting 10 and 4 is very, very scary. Buckwild ultimate's available for both players. BOZEY needs his conversion to equalize, but can't afford to ult if Leminate keeps theirs. It's neck and neck right now. Both players going to be out of ammunition, forced to reload. BOZEY getting the worst of the trade here. Concussion hitting from both. One more shot will do it. BOZEY's going to do it, and with 10 seconds left on the payload push, should get conversion to equalize things out 3-3. Oh my god, the comeback plays are real here today.
What a play. Action that B button. Let's see them flex muscles, BOZEY.
Hell yeah, let's see the flex. Let's see the typical buckskin flex. And well, BOZEY's not just typical buck, he has got those lovely sunglass shades on as well, so definitely check those out in the store. Part of the Trigger Man and the Kingpin skin sets, if I'm not mistaken, Jay. But of course, itemization coming through once again. BOZEY going into the Haven 3. I love this. 30% reduced damage coming from Leminate. 30% by that logic, reduced lifesteal on whatever Leminate is able to lifesteal using Giga Siphon.
I have a question for you.
Please do.
Does Cauterize not work with lifesteal?
Cauterize works with lifesteal.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
But the Haven card is just more effective because it does 2 things at once. However, you gotta respect that recovery. Leminate up and down. BOZEY responding with Heroic Leap. BOZEY has used Buckwild here. Is getting no damage off at all. Leminate has outlasted it, and Leminate still sitting on the Buckwild ult. This is where BOZEY has to be very careful. As soon as Leminate engages, he's got to jump away, but Leminate is just winning the trade here. BOZEY taking so much poke. Recovery's not going to do anything, and that will be an easy kill for Leminate. Just out sustaining, still sitting on Buckwild. It's looking like it's already over at this point.
I don't know, he's got one more attempt at this. What's he got? He's now respawned 20% on his ult. By the time he gets back, we're looking at 60-65% on this.
On this capture, absolutely. From around the side comes BOZEY. In goes for Heroic Leap onto the objective of Buckwild. Used immediately and just taken down in 3 shots. That is brutal. That is savage. That is Rex, Jay. And that will be Leminate just clutching it away as it slowly ticks through. The full capture at 3-3. They take the game, but they also take the matchup and advance through to our semifinals. That was very nearly the comeback play of the century, should we say, but unfortunately for BOZEY, not quite enough. It was the 2-0 in terms of set score, and, well, we'll be able to see the scoreboard available on our screens very shortly, but also we need to take a look at the brackets and see how everything else has gone on.
I've got an update for you.
You've got an update? Please provide.
Rifty 2-0's Bonker.
What?
Leminate. Yeah, that's something I wasn't expecting.
No.
NTB beats out the Frenchman Gilly. NTBs through to the semifinals. So we're just waiting on this matchup, which was 2-0.
Of course, that was Leminate advancing. So in the semifinals, we have Bird versus Rifty and Leminate versus NTBs. But what's going on with that Rifty matchup? I've got to get in contact with them. Please, Dave, Kenneth, if you have scoreboard reports, let me see them. What the champion picks, and we can see this in the screen. Bird? Okay, let's talk about the games the champion picks here. Let me have